oh boy, here we are. Happy Lonely Friday, everybody. Yes, indeed, the loneliest night of the week is finally upon us, as only it can be here on Sam Roberts Now. Welcome to another Lonely Friday. It is the loneliest show on all of the internet, and we couldn't possibly know how lonely we all truly are without. Is he here? Could he be here? Who is on the wall? It is Hot Dog.
The streak continues.
Yes.
I'm crying tears of joy because of it.
What happened, bud?
It's a little smoky.
Smokey.
Yeah, but I'm here. I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm a professional. My house almost burned on fire. I'm not exaggerating here, but I was here on time for the people.
Oh, I'm so glad. What's going on with your camera tonight? Your camera looks a little.
Wait a second.
Yeah. Keep bragging. Keep talking about how great you are again.
That looks like that does look a little bit weird.
Yes. Well, welcome, welcome indeed. Hope everybody is doing great. Look, it's a big time. You know, I was able to acquire the new iPhone. I'm upgrading. Yes, I'm upgrading this iPhone for this very, very different iPhone. You'll never be able to tell the same. You know, it used to be very spectacular. You'd get the new iPhone and everybody would know it. You'd walk around with just so much clout you wouldn't know what to do with it. But now nobody has any idea. I mean, your iPhone could be 3 years old. Nobody would ever know. Nobody can tell.
I got two questions. One,
go ahead.
How does Apple send these things out so fast? They used to be months ahead. They announced it last week. You have it in your hands already?
I pre-ordered it immediately and got it right away. Now, I don't get every... Oh, did you have two questions? That was one question.
That was one. And then the second one was, you didn't trade the old one in, fam? You didn't try to get some trade-in points?
You got to trade in. You can trade in after. I mean, I can't trade the old phone in and just wait for the new one.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine how bootleg it would be? Like, I would be so worried about a friend getting taken if they were like, "No, I traded in my old iPhone. The new one should be here in a week." Like, wait a minute. You traded first? You sent first? No, you don't send first. No, you have.
Yeah, I got a discount on eBay.
You have exactly. You have 30 days to send in your old phone.
Sammy, 2 phones for 30 days. That's a flex.
I guess it's a flex, but it's not like they'll both be functional. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be 2 physical phones though, which is important. I don't always upgrade. This is the 13, whatever the blue one is. Yeah, it's the 13. And I guess I didn't buy it actually when it came out. I think I waited a little bit because I still had to pay this one off. They were which is a bummer. They go like, oh, because you get a ton of money for trade-in on AT&T, but they're like, yeah, you still owe $500 on this phone. And I was like, oh, what? I'm still.
So you've had it for less than 2 years?
I guess I've had it for less than 2 years, which makes sense. I mean, if I got it on the day the 13 came out, I would have had it for 2 years because the 15 is out now. So
right.
The fact that I must have gotten it a few months after it came out.
Yeah, because you said 500, right?
It's a lot. Yeah, maybe it was 6 months after it came out. I don't know. I don't keep up. I have no idea. But this is should we unbox it? I just haven't had time. Yeah. I haven't had time. I would have done it earlier, but I had a very busy day today, and then we got to almost showtime, and I was like, well, hey, I might as well just let him know, you know? So, like I said, I don't always upgrade, but when I do. But this one actually did seem like there were differences to it. You know how a lot of times now with the iPhone, they're like, this is the same phone. No. The Bionic is different. The chip is one better. My current phone is running fine. Okay, all right. If the chip is one better, the chip is one better. But this one, they said, no, the edges are going to be different. I love new edges. They said, what do you got there? Like stainless steel? I was like, yeah, stainless steel. They were like, how does titanium sound? I said, better. It sounds better. It sounds a lot better.
I think you just like the changes that make it easy to tell that you got a new phone.
I mean,
that's what you care about.
I think it's very important that there are aesthetic changes. so that people know.
Reason.
Yes. Yeah, for instance, you can tell that's true. I mean, you can tell it's because when the 13 came out, they were like, it's going to have a new blue color. And I was like, better get that one so they know it's the 13. Like, yeah, you're 100% right. 100. Yeah, you nailed it. Yes.
Yeah, and they sold you on the edges. What does changing the edges do? Nothing.
Well,
really,
no. They told me. I'm glad you asked. They told me it's more comfortable in your hand. Oh, yeah, because I was sitting here going like, oh, just the pain and the agony of holding this phone. I need something more comfortable in my hand. And then I watched all the tech reviews, and they were like, it is slightly more comfortable. I was like, oh man, let me drop down I got to drop down my 1,000 right now.
I feel silly because I never thought about how uncomfortable this phone is until just now.
You must be so uncomfortable, dude. I just saw you. How's your hand doing? Bad?
Sprained already.
That's what I thought. No, there are actual upgrades. This is, look at, see, the front looks like paper. Oh, that's actually paper.
Would love it if it was just fake. You got a fake phone.
By the way, can I tell you something? It's much more comfortable. It's a more comfortable phone. I mean,
why you gotta rub it in, Sam?
Whoa! Look at. Oh yeah, no, the sides are way better than yours. Let me see your sides.
I mean, I got a cover, but
yeah, I would keep a cover on it too. That's I would definitely. You don't want people knowing.
Oh man,
it does.
I got blisters on my fingers holding it.
It's way lighter. It is way lighter. They say titanium is lighter. I guess it's way lighter.
Titanium is lighter. Yeah.
Yeah, than the 13 was. And there, I've been waiting for this. This is not even a joke. I've been waiting for this. You know what I'm looking at, Hot Dog?
You're looking at a new port.
USB-C. Finally, after all these years, USB-C, a port that other devices actually use to charge your phone, something that every other phone has done for, years and years now. The iPhone unleashes onto the world USB-C. It was actually funny watching the launch video for it because even Apple wasn't forward enough to go, yeah, we have USB-C, because they were like, everybody knows. Everybody knows.
But also they hate it. They hate it.
Of course they do. Of course they do, because so Apple, and I had the iPhone 1. I've had a ton of iPhones. In the beginning, the iPhones used those like 30-pin connectors. Remember back in the day, the old iPods had those like kind of long rectangular connectors. That's what yeah. You remember that?
I was a Google guy at that point, so I didn't have an iPhone.
Right. That's what the original iPhone used. Then they moved over to this Lightning connector, and that's what they've been using ever since. But I mean, it's literally the only thing left that uses the Lightning connector. Even like iPad Pros don't. They use USB-C. All the Mac computers use USB-C. Every other phone uses USB-C. Everything. And Apple ended up going to court in the UK. God bless the UK. Finally. Finally.
No.
Just thinking about how funny it'd be if I dropped it.
My heart just jumped.
Finally, somebody gets it right. They brought Apple to court, and they said, listen, USB-C is the standard now. USB-C is what we use to plug things in. Anything.
Hard drives,
computers, lights, whatever. Make the phones USB-C. So the government said, if you're going to make a smartphone, it is going to be powered by USB-C. And Apple went,
They literally had zero reason. They couldn't say that it was that it was faster or better, because it's worse in every single way.
It is. There's nothing. No, it's slightly thinner.
Right.
And I don't even know if the connector's thinner. I just know that the wire is thinner. I guess the port is slightly thinner. I'm surprised they didn't go passive aggressive and make this very thick, just to be like, fine, you can have USB-C.
I actually wish I had the 15 right now, because intern Annie, who was over at my place last week, she borrowed my charger. Yeah. And she says she loses it. Yeah. So I'm just been struggling here. And if I had a USB-C port,
you probably got USB. Right. You got USB-C wires everywhere. You could plug it into anything.
All over the place.
And they say now, I think, which you could do on other phones forever, but you could never do on iPhones. I think now you can plug it in like phone to phone, because this will power from anything. So anything, like if you plug it into your computer and you're going to export data, it will also take power from your computer to charge the battery. So that's good, right? If you're with friends or whatever, you're like, let me take some of your juice or whatever.
Man, it's crazy. Like Apple just kind of just steals a lot of Google stuff 3 years later.
What, USB-C?
Well, a lot of features. Sometimes they stole like the I mean, it's not this new, but like the swiping feature. Remember where you can just swipe to text? That was a Google thing.
What do you mean swipe to text?
Where you can just hold the keyboard and drag your finger
across.
across.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
That was a Google thing. And I think the new feature where it's like you can bump and get someone's contact, that's a Google thing.
I mean, the whole Android operating system is based on iOS. Like the whole,
okay, but that was,
I mean, like because
15
Google,
years ago,
Google figured out and Apple was like, oh, we can make ours better too. But I mean, all the basics were like, oh, Apple has this great operating system, let's tweak it, and then Apple was like, let's take their tweaks. I mean, it's kind of hard to say.
What I'm saying is, that was a long time ago. They haven't been an innovator for a long time.
Yes, they are. They added USB-C. Well, I guess the cameras, and I'll have to tell you, I'll have to report back. Maybe I'll start shooting Sam Roberts now using the iPhone because the camera's supposed to be incredible. One of these has a 5x zoom on it now, where the max was 3x before. 5x, like without losing resolution.
Optimal or optical.
Optical. Optimal too. It would be the optimum way to do it. Yes. But optical so that you won't lose resolution. You can obviously, zoom in 100 times, but it's really cropping and stretching. But it's got that, and it's got ProRes video on it now that you can shoot in full ProRes and attach a USB-C hard drive to it so that you can shoot like you would on a camera, which is great.
I thought the 14 already had ProRes.
Right? I don't think it had ProRes 4K.
Okay.
Maybe ProRes 1080. And you definitely couldn't hook a hard drive up to it. You know why? Lightning.
Yeah. There's no cable.
Lightning. Yeah. So, yeah. So it's exciting, and the camera also, the software on the camera is actually pretty incredible because it intakes data now, so you can add, instead of shooting in portrait mode, you can add portrait mode effects to the shot after the fact. So you can just take a regular picture, and then you know what portrait mode is.
Portrait mode is no, that's landscape.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about the portrait mode when you're taking photos. You get the blurry background. You get the soft focus and everything. You can add that into a photo after you've already taken it.
Okay.
Which that's pretty sick. Like if you're like, oh, I got it real quick. I wish I'd done that in portrait. Well, now you can. Oh, and look at this cable it comes with. Look at that. It's one of those fancy woven cables. Not one of those cheapo rubber cables. It's a fancy woven cable. Ooh, woven.
How's that feel in your hand?
Oh, it feels really good, especially knowing that it is not capable of USB-C speed data transfer. This cable is not.
What?
No, if you want it to be USB-C speeds, you would have to buy another cable, not this cable.
Why? What's the hope?
This cable is for charging only, and they've decided to not increase the charging speeds.
Oh, they said we're gonna get you one way or another.
Yeah,
you're gonna buy our cables.
Oh, you want USB-C? Okay, well you can't charge any faster. Well, yes you can. Not on our phone.
We'll give you the shittiest USB-C cable you've ever seen.
But look at this. This is a hard drive cable. Look at it. Plug it into the new iPhone like nothing. I'm going to take my iPhone. Can't get it in. This is your iPhone. Can't get it in.
Yeah.
Can't get it in. And this is trouble for you, Hot Dog, because it used to just be as long as you didn't have a green bubble, you were fine. Now, if you got a lightning connector, I mean, can you imagine going to somebody going like, can I get a charge? They're going to go, what? Charge what? You're not.
I'm gonna be like, I need the other cable. Do you have the other one?
Hey, do you have any dinosaurs that still have lightning cables? Could that help? Oh, also, Hot Dog, I forgot. This is big.
Up. Mm-hmm.
This is big. See, over here, you're old school. You got the switch on the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's for big, poor losers. Because now, yes, that's true. Because now it's a button, see, instead of a switch. What is your switch?
I mean, that just seems like a change just to make it
incorrect. Incorrect. What does your switch do?
It goes up and down.
No, but what does it function on the phone?
It mutes.
Oh, really? You know what my button does?
What?
Anything I could possibly want it to do.
It's a hotkey.
It's a hotkey. It's pretty much a hotkey. Yeah, it's pretty much a hotkey. You can program different features to it, camera, whatever. You could use it as mute, unmute, or you can program what is basically a macros on it, you know, where it records a set of keystrokes, which would allow it to do literally anything.
What are you going to put on yours?
I'll probably do mute, unmute.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
Flexing just to flex.
Well, I'm saying that was my choice though. For you, you didn't make that as a choice. That's the all you have. Yours is like that because you have to. For me, I chose to. See,
I would probably keep it mute, unmute too, and I probably.
Well, I've been
yeah,
it's the way it's been.
Yeah, and then I probably would brag the same way as you too.
Look
what this button does. It does the same thing as before.
But it could. See, here's the thing. This is like you, hot dog. It doesn't really do anything special, but it's got a lot of potential.
That's what I'm about.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it does feel like this feels very like the sides feel metallic and the back feels like glass. The whole thing kind of has almost like a plasticky feel to it. Not in a bad way, like in a good quality way, but in a way that feels like it's going to stay in your hand. It feels less fragile than this 13.
Titanium, baby.
That's titanium. Bulletproof.
Any update on the glass?
Nothing to lose. Good.
Good. Okay.
It's good. Right. It's good. Well, it's not broken yet. It's not broke. Well, it is. They did say on the Pro Max anyway, the screen now stretches all the way across. So like instead of having the sort of thin border around, you get more screen space on the phone. Like the front of the phone has more screen on it.
That's barely anything. My thing is like virtually already full screen.
Virtually or full screen?
Virtually.
Okay. Well, that sounds like the Switch too. That sounds so your phone is pretty much as good as mine, but not really.
I will look up how much I have left on my payment plan, and I will get that.
I'll upgrade. Yeah.
Don't make me upgrade.
Yeah, and you know now every time we get into a tech argument, I'm going to be like, you don't even have a new phone. You still use Lightning. What do you know?
Before the 14, don't forget, I had the 8 for a very long time because I was burned before by Apple.
And you got burned again, dude. I feel bad for a lot of you guys because I know you're not the only person I know that just recently upgraded from like a really old phone. Like there are some people who within the last year and a half finally got rid of their phone with the button on it and are now with the face thing because that was what it was back then. It was like if you had a button on your phone, we can't even talk, right?
I didn't even know how to, like, people would hand me their phones to like take a photo of them of like whoever, and I wouldn't even know how to operate it because it didn't have a button on it.
Right.
It looked like a schmuck. By
the way, somebody did point out this cable. I mean, I don't know what you're plugging it into. This is the full length of the charging cable. That is, this is a very, very, very short charging cable.
That's premium pricing if you want a little bit longer than that.
Well, it's woven. It's a very short woven cable. But yes.
The fabric is super expensive.
Whoever pointed that out in the chat, it is specifically short. That actually is a good point. I didn't even notice that when I took it out. But I got so many USB cables around here. I can use any of them. Any of them.
It's limitless options.
It's true. It's
one. You got a cable for each one of your 50,000 hard drives.
Do you have any idea how often I'm going to tell you, hot dog, just plug a hard drive into your phone?
I mean, I cannot do that.
I can't. That's not something I can do right now. Yeah, because I do. I feel bad because it was like you upgraded from the button, and that was the sign, right? Now you're like, okay, as long as it's all screen, I'm cool. Like I won't stick out in a crowd. I got a new phone. I'm good to go. now the lightning port is the new button. It just is.
It's a moderate increase in 14 to 15, but I still think I got a couple years with this bad boy where I could sneak on by. And people won't notice. I just don't show the bottom of it.
But what if it becomes a thing? And I think this is going to become something that all the kids everywhere are doing, which is, hey, let's throw a party and talk about how we've programmed our buttons. You know what I mean? And we're all sitting around the party circle. Trust me, I know what kids are doing. And we're all sitting around the party circle going, what does your button do? What does your button do? You don't want to be the guy that goes, mine's a switch. Mine's a switch. You'll be asked to leave. And you don't want that. Also, the front-facing camera is like a good camera now.
I mean, that's to be expected. It upgrades every single time. Like if Apple's has to upgrade something, it has to be the camera.
It has to be the camera. It has to be the camera. I will say, I think that the 13 to 14 upgrade, like if you upgraded from a 13 to a 14 just because you needed a new phone, that's probably you got a disease or something. There was no reason to go 13 to 14 just to say I got the newest one. 13 to 15, so far I'm happy with my choice.
Okay. All right.
Button 5X, a 12 megapixel sensor, I think it is. It's a much higher sensor, or 24 whatever it is. It's a much higher thing. And most importantly, USB-C is the new measure of status in our society. iPhones with USB-C.
You're going to be making sure everyone sees that out.
Oh, let me tell you something right now. I'm checking the bottom of everyone's phone. Show me your bottom. Show me your bottom right now. Before we go a step further, text me a picture of your bottom.
HR will be sending you an email.
I meant the phone. I meant the phone. Well, yeah, it is. It's a very exciting time. Not just because, and we see Big J21 is saying rest in peace to dongles. Yeah, I mean, they're probably really pissed that they don't have their dongles. They're going to try. Oh, they're going to try.
I mean, what else is there
to dongle?
What other use does it have?
I think they're going to try to figure out, because there's also a new chip in here, obviously. I guess last year was the A16, this year's the A17. So I'm sure the performance on this phone, hot dog, will just blow your mind. It'll be so different. Yeah.
You'll be able to open up Instagram like your mother didn't know.
Oh, so quickly. My mom will be like, what'd you just do? I'm going to be like, Mom, I opened Instagram. It's going to be unbelievable. Yeah, so, but it's an exciting time because, and they keep saying this writer's strike is going to end. Now, they've said it for the last 2 days. Today's the day, probably, they say. Today might be the day the writer's strike ends. Maybe today's the day the writer's strike ends. Unless, I can't check my new phone because it's not hooked up yet, but unless Twitter is telling me otherwise, this is coming to you live at the end of Friday. Friday, and we've gotten no update. It doesn't look like they've stopped the strike just yet.
I don't see it on Twitter yet.
Which is bad. I mean, if they go to, because they released joint statements, I guess, both sides of the picket line, the studio and the WGA and all them, they both released statements going, yep, we're meeting to finally come to a resolution. And if they meet to resolve and they don't come out of that meeting with a resolution, like it's just still on strike, this thing's going to go on for a while.
They need to just cave into that.
Who does?
Not the union. These corporations. I mean, the union seems like it's been keeping the momentum that it's had since the beginning, because these two shows that were supposed to come back last week that we were talking about, Drew Barrymore and even Bill Maher.
There we go. It was funny. Last week we were talking about Drew Barrymore, who announced she was coming back for her show, then got a bunch of flack, then issued an apology for announcing she was coming back, but said she was still coming back anyway, but she's sorry that she's coming back, but she is coming back, and then said that she wasn't coming back. And then Bill, my bad. But then she did release a statement that she wasn't coming back. And then Bill Maher said he was coming back and then didn't say anything. And then eventually said, well, we're not coming back. But he said that they weren't coming back because the strike, he didn't realize the strike would be over soon. He said he had made plans to come back thinking that the strike was just going to go on and on. Apparently, they are in talks to end this thing, he said. So we are not. So new rule, not bringing back real time across the picket line. However,
that's what I mean.
However, we're not there yet.
Not there yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, you see, you're following this like it's a game is infuriating. Like you taking sides and going like, oh, I think momentum is building. Like,
yeah.
Oh, do you? Industry hot dog, you idiot.
I'm in the industry.
I know. Yeah, I'm sure you are. I can't. You know what? My least favorite thing is low level industry people who are so far outside of the industry acting like they're in the industry. Like and it's not you. I'm taking it out on you. But you know what I'm saying? It's a thing. Like you get a job working at ad desk for what is, I guess, technically a studio. But you're bottom rung, and then you come out, you know, at a gathering with as if it's an educated opinion on the industry, based on what?
Based on
what you and your coworkers gossip about. Yeah, based on you and your coworkers gossiping primarily about Twitter.
Right.
Yeah.
Am I wrong though? I mean, these people are backtracking. It looks like they're not letting up. Corporations should just take the L.
I don't think corporations generally take the L.
Especially on the AI stuff.
I think that well, you can't just take the L on the AI stuff, because they could just give up the AI stuff, but then you know, they also, the writers, it's not just about AI. Like the Writers Guild wants minimum writers in the writers' room. They want a certain number of hours guaranteed. There's all these other steps that they want that, you know, now the protest has been going on so long that if the Writers Guild comes back and they go, good news, everybody, we're going back to work and we're in the clear, AI, you're not going to get taken over by AI. And then they go, well, what about the other stuff that actually protects us now? We gave all of it up for the AI. We figured the AI. We were listening to Hot Dog and his friends at work, and the AI is what we... Anyway, back to work, guys. Back to work.
I relate to that a little bit.
You know, I think that I do think that they're in trouble. First of all, it's a little suspicious. If a group goes on strike right before summer starts, and then the strike ends just as summer is ending, that's a little conspiratorial to me. It really does seem like both the studio and the union were like, you know, what if we took the summer? What if we deserve it? Yeah, I mean, we work hard. We're almost 150 days into this strike. Now the question is, if there is no resolution that comes out of this, if we're here on Monday and this strike is still just happening, does that mean, what is it now, Bill Maher? Do you have to come back to work? Because if you really only didn't come back to work because the strike was going to be ending soon, then if the strike is not ending soon and it wasn't because of pressure from the union, you should have to come back to work. New rule, right?
Unless next week in the middle of the week after he makes his announcement, they say we're back in the negotiating table.
We're going to meet again.
So hold off, Bill. Hold off.
You can't just say every time we talk, maybe the strike will end today. And then you're like, what happened? I said, maybe. I said, maybe the strike will end. Maybe a lot of things will happen. Maybe I'll have caviar with lunch. Maybe. We don't know.
So the last strike lasted 100 days, and you said we're at 150, right?
Almost 150.
Almost at 150.
Almost at 150. I don't know. The actors' strike might be around 100 because the actors went on strike after the writers. This is for the writers.
Yes.
The actors will still be on strike. But I would imagine if the writers thing is settled, then the actors thing would probably be settled pretty quick after that. But as of now, this is just for the writers. If they do come to a resolution, it could be really bad news for our AI overlords, who I've always been in support of.
Shame.
Yeah. But I don't know. I have a feeling that I don't know. It seems like if it's not happening now, that's bad news, no?
I mean, but you mean you specifically Friday? You think if Friday comes to an end and there's no deal?
I think if it starts on Thursday, it could end today, no deal. Then you wake up this morning, could end today, no deal. It's like these aren't. Right, we're 150 days. Like it's like
there's progress being made. There's different things that they have to hammer down. Like maybe like 5 different subjects, and maybe they get through 3 or 4, and maybe they need to.
Then wouldn't they say we're closer? They're not saying we're closer. Like, wouldn't they start today going, we're closer? We just have to hammer out some details. And if that were the case, and we're 2 days in, wouldn't they say, look, we're hammering it out detail by detail. It's probably not going to end today, but we are days away. Don't you think that would? Yeah. That's why I go, oh, maybe there's a rock and a hard place situation with Dwayne Johnson specifically. Because he is the rock
in there.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, I'm hoping that it keeps going, because as long as the writers and actors stay on strike, it feels like SmackDown is going to be crazy. So, we got John Cena and The Rock last week. I can't imagine. I feel like we are 3 weeks of striking away from a Batista comeback, and I would far rather spend some time without television and movies if we get the Batista comeback. Does that make sense?
It almost feels like all of the wrestlers turned actors are like on Thanksgiving break, and they went back to their hometown.
That's right.
And
that's right. They're all at the bar together. It's for the high school. It's like American Reunion. It's like American Pie, right. American Reunion. Oh, Stifler, I can't believe you actually showed. Batista is like the one where they're like, nah, Batista never comes. Batista never shows up to these things. It's going to be snowing. It's going to be Christmas Eve. Dave, you're here.
Yeah, Batista's the one aunt that is just like past all the other drama. So maybe we'll get a Batista appearance.
I hope so. And what does Drew Barrymore do? If the strike keeps going, because Drew Barrymore didn't say, I'm not going to go back because the strike's going to be over soon. If they're like, hey, the strike's not going to be over anytime soon, we may strike for the rest of the year. Because that could happen. If the strike doesn't end soon, odds are we're going to the end of the year with this thing. And if that is the case, why not?
That's another 3 months. I mean,
you ain't going to settle the strike in November or December. Nothing gets done in November or December. Nothing.
No, I would think this is a week by week situation. Just the fact that they got back to the table is a good thing. And
it's taken 150 days to get back to the table.
Right. But that in and of itself is progress. So now if they don't get it done today, maybe next week. If not next week, maybe the next week. But to go, it has to be this weekend.
How often do you negotiate?
I negotiate once a year.
How does it go?
It goes pretty well. It's pretty smooth. All right. I'm also negotiating for the Notsam union, and that one is oof.
Well, your union leader is not cooperative.
No.
I have a feeling your union leader might be in bed with corporate, to tell you the truth. I think it's got to be looked into.
No, I trust him.
Yeah, he is. He's a nice guy. He's got a good smile. Well, I think everybody's preparing too. Everybody's preparing for a potential future. What do we got to do? What do we got to do for programming? We got to go into the world of sports. We got to go into the world of documentary. We have to go into the world of competitive competition, reality TV. And that's what we got today. The trailer dropped. Squid Game, The Challenge.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Challenge.
Squid Game, The Challenge. Why? What are you excited about?
Is this isn't season 2?
No, this is the reality show based on the series.
Oh, okay. Right.
You got excited for a second? Yeah. No, they've just decided. You know how they did a series where it was set in a world where things were not good, and humanity was at such a point where people had to do things that were totally out of character just for money, and it left you thinking, man, I would hate if that happened in real life. You remember that show?
I remember that. I think it was called Squid Game.
Yeah, they're doing that in real life. That scenario I just set up, they're doing the game that demonstrated how bad things have gotten. They're doing that game in real life.
I think that is an interesting choice. And
It kind of feels like they missed the message a little bit on Squid Game. Like they were like, oh, we should do that. I do wonder, right? Because it's a risk. It's probably going to be a successful show, especially if you call it Squid Game The Challenge, because people already love The Challenge, right? MTV The Challenge.
Right.
This is Squid.
Saying that The Challenge kind of perked me up.
Yeah, you get excited. A reality show called The Challenge. I better watch that. It's but the person who pitched it, because they're gonna come off like Squid Game is all about the fact that there are haves and have-nots, and the haves set up this amazing game just so they can use the lives of those without to kind of mock, ridicule, and just get entertainment out of. It's a totally dehumanizing process. So somebody had to get into a pitch meeting at Netflix and go, yeah, what if we did that process, but in real life? If you're in a room with like-minded people, then it's like, okay, we're going to do well. If you're in a room with not like-minded people, they're going to go, what type of monster are you? What type of terrible person could you be?
They all had shitty Macs and a bad English dub.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea. I'll bet on number 69.
Wow, it was so bad. That was by far the worst part of the show.
It was kind of like the South Park episode where the Asian guys are doing white guy voices and...
Like, come on. And they should have just kept that a mystery, not even show them. There was no need to show.
Well, because you had to get revenge. Remember, they had to go and beat them up and like pretend they were going to give them gratification before physically destroying them.
Yes.
You know, you had to do that.
But Netflix likes being meta with criticism and stuff like that. Remember that one episode of Black Mirror that was like criticizing documentaries, or it was also criticizing Netflix.
Yeah, episode 1 and 2 of this season, right? The first one was criticizing kind of Netflix through AI, but yeah, the second one criticizing the true crime Netflix doc world. I got to rewatch this season. That was a good ass season of Black Mirror. In hindsight, it was good. It was a really good season.
Except for that one weird one.
Which one? Where they turn into wolves?
The werewolf, yeah.
You like werewolf movies?
Not necessarily, no.
All right, so it's probably not your cup of tea then. But yeah, that's what I do. I go like, is that episode any good? I go, you like werewolves? They're like, not particularly. I go, all right, skip it then.
All right.
But so the way, this is just a teaser. Squid Game, The Challenge. They have a giant bubble full of money, just like on the show. They have 400, and this is just weird. The biggest Netflix show ever. They've designed it very much like the interior of Squid Games. And I think I guess the cash prize is $4.56 million. But I thought it was $456 million, but it might be $4.56 million.
They're cheaping it out.
Yeah, it's $4.56 million. 456 people. That's what it was. 456 people compete for $4.56 million. Which $4.56 million is actually a decent amount. Because it is that, like, where you'll go far, but there is a length that you would go to going like, you know you can't live forever off $4 million, right? It's after tax, you're only talking about 2.7 most. Like this, you're doing this for 2.7 million. Now they said,
broke, just say that.
They exactly, exactly. Let me see the bottom of your phone. So they're redoing these games. See, that's the red light, green light. And that's real life. This is the real life show.
Oh, that seems like a fucking hazard.
It does seem that way. But Netflix, it does. It's a lot of people in close quarters.
How did this clear through
also
legal?
Amazing. We've come a long way since the pandemic, huh? There is no social distancing going on here whatsoever. But I guess they're not killing people. I guess that's the thing. Yeah, that's what I'm being made to believe, that on the Netflix reality show, they will not be killing the contestants. So if it's like, go ahead.
Could we do something else at least? Like maybe put them on a boat and just like cast them away?
Maybe separate them from their family for an extended period of time. Yeah, something. Maybe incarcerate them for 2 years. If you knew,
that's fair.
If it was like, on this game show, you have the opportunity to win $4 million, but if you lose, you're going to be incarcerated for 2 years. I'm watching that game show. That's a great game show. That's much better than Squid Games, except we don't kill you.
But who in their right mind would get in? Who would play that game? There's 400 something of you guys are going to jail for 2 years. That's so much.
Well, they wouldn't.
And that's such a strain on the justice system too.
It's a huge strain. Yeah, you'd have to privatize jail for sure. It's a huge strain on the justice system. You'd probably have to have your own jails created that have to be in the budget of the show. And I think the key would be, you can't tell contestants how many contestants there will be. Right? You just go on and go, it's like to compete in this game show. And if you win, you get 4.56 million. But if you lose, you go to jail for 2 years. And then they go, yes. And then they get to the set and they're like,
holy shit.
How many people are here? Wait, what? I was thinking like 1 in 5, 1 in 6. I got a 1 in 456 chance of getting this money. That means I have a 455 in 456 chance spending the next 2 years in jail. Red light. Okay.
When you add Kurt Angle to the mix.
Exactly.
Chances drastically go down.
And if I'm Kurt Angle, I'm joining. Because I'm getting that money. I mean, odds are you can get that money if you're Kurt Angle. He won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
He's going to win the Squid Games with a broken freaking neck.
You bet he is. He's going to be getting Novocaine shots the whole time. Like, no, more. I'm trying to get that money. I'm not going to jail. Because if you don't have the penalties of either you go to jail for 2 years or you die, what exactly is the difference between this show and the Mr. Beast video?
Zero.
Like, what's the difference? Except that this show is coming way after that Mr. Beast video is done. What's the full-on difference between this show? Because if you look at it, yes, it does look like Squid Games, but it also looks like the Mr. Beast video. Like, Hot Dog, as I show you this screen grab, can you tell me that's definitely not the Mr. Beast video?
You could be fucking with me. That could be Mr. Beast.
So what is the difference here between this show and the Mr. Beast video, other than the Mr. Beast video was like 12 minutes long?
And came out a week after the show. On it. That boy was on it.
That boy was. He's got mad warehouses, though. Don't forget. Mr. Beast, this is the thing people forget about Mr. Beast. Mad warehouses.
Yeah, we need some stakes.
Jail for 2 years. Or death. Death is fine too.
Let's keep it real.
Yeah, if you're gonna do death, that's fine. Because I love that show, and one of the reasons I love the show. What makes a good show, Hot Dog? What do you need in narrative storytelling? You had
stakes?
Stakes.
Yeah.
What are the stakes when you watch a great wrestling match? If there's no stakes, do you care? No. What are the stakes? And don't tell me, well, the winner gets 4.56 million. What does the loser get? Well, they don't get that money. Oh, okay, they didn't have it to begin with. So who cares?
We need the losers ending at a negative.
Yeah. That guy.
What if it was a pool? Maybe if it was a pool, that could be something that that's a start. If everyone had to put in 4.6 million together.
Yeah. you pay $700,000 to be on the show. Like, or here's what it is. To be a contestant on Squid Game, you know what you got to pay? What do you got?
Run your pockets?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. How much is it to be a contestant? How much you got?
So anytime someone gets eliminated, someone pulls up and just
run your pockets. Run your pockets. Yeah, and they take your house too, obviously.
And everything you brought to the show, all your belongings from the show, everything.
Yeah, exactly. And then Netflix has a new docuseries. You know what it will be?
Squid Games.
No, it'll be I'm homeless from playing Squid Games on Netflix. The mayor of New York will be like, you got to stop coming here, guys. You got to stop. All the Squid Game refugees have to stop coming here.
Netflix, please stop sending your contestants here.
Good news. You get a free trip to New York City or Philadelphia. Your choice. Bad news. We're taking everything. Yeah, I'd be there for it. I'm okay. I think probably for me, something that I'm well, you know what? We always like to talk about on this show, things as they happen when we go, that's going to be a great documentary. I can't wait for the docuseries on that, right?
Yes.
This F-35 crash I've been obsessed with. What the hell is going on with this F-35? Have you been keeping up with this, Hot Dog?
I'm Googling it right now.
You don't know anything about it?
I don't know a single thing.
Okay,
I'm here with you.
Earlier this week, alerts went up that the government said we're missing an F-35, like a giant F-35 airplane. We don't know where it is. And they basically treated this F-35 like it was a lost cat in a neighborhood. They set up a hotline saying, if you have seen the F-35, if you know where it could have been, if you know anything about it, call this hotline because we really need this F-35. We don't know where it is.
They put flyers
all
over the city.
Stapled it.
Have you seen me?
That's right. And it was just a plane. And we were like, I never seen this plane. And we were like, well, why don't you ask, is the pilot passed away? And they go, no, the pilot, we have the pilot. And they go, well, ask the pilot where his plane is. And they go, he has no idea where that plane is. And you're like, what the hell is happening? Right?
I'm interested.
Yes. And so, of course, where does everybody's brain go immediately? Aliens disappeared the plane. I mean, what else? What other possible...
That's not where my brain went.
What other possible explanation is there? Clearly, aliens disappeared the plane, right? That's what we're all thinking, right, Hot Dog?
Like in the movies where like you see the rays going...
Right.
And it gets beamed up.
Yes. And then all of a sudden the pilot is just sitting there with no plane going, what the fuck? Woo! That's how I took it. That's what was going on in my mind.
Okay.
As it turns out, that isn't exactly how it happened. The pilot used his ejector seat to get out. That's how he was removed from the plane. And then the plane went off. They did end up at the end of that day. They found all the wreckage of the plane. They finally found pieces of the plane. What happened was a pilot, parachuted out of this plane. The plane was, I think, a mile away from the airport and about 1,000 feet in the air, which isn't, very high up for a plane. It's whatever.
Right.
It's yeah. The pilot, in his ejector seat, parachutes down and lands in a backyard. A family comes outside, like it's Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future. A family comes outside and they find this guy having just parachuted down in an ejector seat in their backyard. It's in South Carolina. And they're like, huh? And the guy's like, I don't know, man. My plane's gone. I don't know what happened. I don't know what to tell you. So they call 911, the ambulance, and of course, the military comes right away. They start releasing statements, and all we've gotten was that the pilot automatically ejected. No. Didn't even say automatically. The pilot was forced to eject due to malfunction. Nothing else. So it's led to massive speculation because at first it was like, okay, I guess the plane malfunctioned. Maybe the radar wasn't on or whatever because they couldn't track the plane down either. And he hit the ejector seat and left. He's not talking to anybody that I've seen.
My first thought always goes to maybe the pilot was drunk. That's where I always go.
What do you think? He's Denzel in that movie Flight?
Yeah.
Well, then they're saying that a lot of F-35s don't have automatic ejectors, but apparently this one might have. So they're wondering, because they don't have any record of anything bad happening with the plane, there is a theory that the malfunction may have been in the auto ejector seat. So it could have just been like the plane was flying, there was a malfunction, and the guy just goes flying. And the plane just continues on its merry way. Because, Hot Dog, they found the plane, and you know what they found out? Remember I told you it was about 2 miles from the airport or whatever it was?
Right, not far off.
Maybe a mile, maybe 2 kilometers. The plane flew 60 miles past where the pilot went down. So after the pilot ejected, the plane went another 60 miles. 60 miles is like...
just on cruise control.
Yeah, I mean, that's an amount of time. That's like more than just, okay, launch. 60 miles is far. Like,
right.
That's an hour of highway driving. That's not close by. So
right.
If the plane was malfunctioning to the point that the pilot had to eject, how did it go for another 60 miles?
Well, how long? Okay, so it's an hour of driving. How long?
Way less, right? I mean, minutes. It's
maybe 10 minutes or maybe
less,
right?
Maybe less.
So,
but not.
Maybe it was just doing like a slow descent the entire time. Maybe it just wasn't like a hard crash.
How could it have slowed down? I mean, if that's the case, how would it? It was in total wreckage. It was all in pieces. Nobody found a giant. Like it went down fast.
I mean, it could still, slowly come down to the ground and then still.
It'd be really great if it was like just flying down. They're like, okay, I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be okay. I think it. Like a cartoon. And it looks like the plane is fine. Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, that's a working theory. You could present that to the military, sure.
Yeah. Put me in the case.
I don't think that's the case. I am leaning toward the idea of maybe the ejector seat itself. Justin Case says that's 3 minutes after ejection. So it went for another 3 minutes after ejecting, which is a lot. Like you theoretically, you're going to eject at the last minute. And if you're fairly close to an airport, 3 minutes you would think is enough time. Did someone say 3 minutes?
Wow. 2 Samoans are coming after me.
Here comes Umaga. You would think he would have just turned around and just go back to the airport instead of just ejecting himself and crashing his plane.
All right.
By the way, the plane is $100 million plane.
That's a lot of money.
And you know who paid for it?
Us.
Yeah.
Me, the taxpayer?
Yeah.
That's quite the penny.
Quite the penny, as I've heard a wise man once say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I just don't think it was a nosedive. Because 3 minutes, if it's 3 minutes, like who was it that said it in the comments? That's even shorter than I thought. That is literally just like,
bro, 3 minutes is kind of a long time.
Not like
it's 180 seconds of flying.
Sure, but you're up in the air. That's not a long time at all. That's...
Bro, if it's like we're gonna crash in 3 minutes, that's kind of enough time for you to figure out where to land the plane. If you're a mile away from an airport and you can go 60 miles in 3 minutes and you've got 3 minutes, you can probably head back to the airport right quick.
If you told me this plane is going to crash in 3 minutes, I would immediately hit that.
Okay, see, this is your problem, and I've criticized you for this before. You tend to, when you're thinking about scenarios, go, how does this work for me? What would I do? You have to understand. Hot Dog, nobody would let you fly an F-35. You have to be very well trained to fly an F-35. A military person with very specialized training. They're not just like, hey, who's the guy in the corner of the screen on Sam's show that a couple people watch? We should get him to fly the F-35.
But But there's scales to hot dogs. There's hot dogs in every industry, even
Oh, I know. I saw one of them. The Rock has his own hot dog. He was running behind The Rock in the middle of the SmackDown shot.
Yes.
That was The Rock's hot dog.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I would guess there's a hot dog in the military space.
Okay. All right.
Community.
So you're saying that I've said this about you, hot dog, and I think I'm proven to be true, and I hope you're not offended by it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as you are concerned, and this is a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen you make a mistake twice. You learn from your mistakes.
Thank you.
However, you make every mistake once. I
took that as a compliment when you said it.
It is a compliment. That's why it's a good thing. You have to learn from your mistakes. However, it's the only way you know how to learn. No one can tell you anything.
Can't tell me no.
Until you make a mistake, and then you get scolded, and then you won't do it again. So you're saying that maybe this guy had never been in a situation where his plane malfunctioned, and he said, okay, I'm going to go full hot dog. Goodbye.
Yes.
Well, hot dog, let's build on this theory because we got the 911 call today.
Awesome.
Yes, the 911 call. This is from the family who found a pilot in an ejector seat in their backyard in South Carolina.
911, what's the address of the emergency? Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I guess we got a pilot at our house, and he says he got ejected. So he ejected.
I mean, already. I guess we got a pilot in our house, and he says he's ejected.
Yeah.
From the plane. So we just see if we could get some ambulance, please.
I'm sorry, what happened?
We got a pilot in the house.
Yeah, because by the way, I think there are a lot of hot dogs answering 911 calls.
No, but this one, I mean, there's no way,
What
if
happened?
she could clearly understand what he said word for word, there was no way she was going to be like, okay, yes, I will send medics right now. That is definitely a double take.
Hang on. Let me figure out who we need to send. What'd you say happened?
Because I heard what you said.
Because we'll send an ambulance. It may be equipped with straitjackets as well.
And I guess he landed in my backyard, and
Yes.
he's trying to see if we could get a ambulance to the house, please.
I love the way that guy's talking. I guess he landed in my backyard, and we're trying to see if we can get an ambulance, please. We're trying to. Trying to is my favorite. It's my favorite turn of phrase. I'm just trying to see if I can get an ambulance, I guess. What do you mean you guess? It's your backyard. I guess I get because you realize I got to call 911 on this, but this is next to impossible to explain.
Yeah.
I'm still dealing with this. Okay, can you
there's
just
no confidence in his voice?
Yeah, look, lady, it's weird for me too. Can you just send the ambulance, please?
Okay, so how, okay, what is the phone number that you're calling from? Okay, we're getting help on the way. Give me just a moment.
Yeah, no problem.
No problem.
There's a fucking pilot.
By the way, I like the homeowner because he's very tranquilo about the whole thing. He's like, okay,
Yeah.
You do what you got to do. You do your thing. And I'll just deal with this pilot. I mean, you want to come inside? You want to have something to drink? They're sending the ambulance.
They're talking about the pilot like it's not a human. It's just there's a pilot in my house.
Yeah. What kind of animal is it? It's like a pilot. That's him, by the way, in the background. That's why they're leaving all that recording, and you can't understand what he's saying. But that's the pilot. And did you tell her I'm a pilot? Yeah, I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Did you tell her I ejected? Yeah. I told her you ejected.
Easy, tranquilo.
Exactly. We got it, man. We got it.
You're not the first pilot that's ended up in my house.
Yeah.
Okay, are you with the patient now?
She's
Yes.
Okay, how old is the patient?
a patient.
Well, what do you need to know that for?
First of all, it's a rude question. First of all, we know it's not a child, okay, because children don't fly planes that have ejector seats. And second of all, patient? What do you mean patient? He's not in a doctor's office.
Yeah,
How is he?
You don't know that he's a patient yet. He
He's
hasn't checked in.
He's a pilot, not a patient.
47. So we had a military jet crash. I'm the pilot. We need to get.
He's trying to go full military, except he's on the phone with a 911 operator who's like, I'm in charge of this operation.
Rescue rolling. I'm not sure where the airplane is. It would have crash landed somewhere. I ejected.
I think this is actually a sequel to Dude, Where's My Car?
Dude, where's my F-35?
Yeah. Where'd you park the F-35? I don't know, dude.
Okay, how far did he fall?
I was at 2,000 feet.
Okay, and what caused the fall?
An aircraft failure.
That was
I would be so
But
upset already.
Did you hear already? Tell me, Hot Dog, have you ever gotten in trouble for something at work?
Okay, and what caused the fall?
An aircraft failure.
Yeah.
My man is covering something. He is covering his ass on something. Is it possible that he accidentally hit the ejection button? Is that possible?
It's possible that he was drunk and he hit the.
Why do you think he was drunk? He doesn't sound drunk at all. Why do you keep saying he was drunk?
Aircraft failure.
He doesn't. He's not slurring at all.
I don't know. I just got a feeling.
Okay. Okay, is there any serious bleeding?
I don't know. I can't see myself.
What?
I can't see myself.
He's on something.
He's starting to sound like that lady on the plane. There's aliens happening, I think. I think there could have been invisible aliens on that airplane, and I think aliens could have disappeared this plane, and he's trying to figure out, like, I cannot tell them about these aliens. And he knows 911 calls are recorded. And he's like, I cannot be on the record telling him aliens disappeared my plane. No, 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 no. I think there is a very likely chance aliens disappeared this man's plane. And the aliens looked at him and they went like this. And he was like,
if you fucking tell anyone.
No beef, no beef, no beef, no beef, no beef. Keep your fucking mouth shut. Okay. Okay. Exactly. There are certain universal signs in any language that you can understand. And I think he got one of those messages. And it was not from government officials. I think it was from aliens who invisibled his plane and disappeared it. And then he had to eject.
Did they invisible it or did they steal it? Because if it's invisible,
well, I'll tell you,
got to find the aliens and make it uninvisible.
I think they would have had to. They definitely disappeared it. I don't know if they invisible. It's probably not invisibled anymore. But in order to take it wherever they needed to get it, they would have had to invisible it because we would have seen it.
Right.
No, you look fine. You just so distracted.
What did the other person say?
None of your business.
I feel okay. My back just hurts.
My back hurts.
Okay.
You know why his back hurts? Probing.
He's lying about the probing too.
Who probes? Who probes?
A lot of people do, but
aliens.
In this situation, aliens
do. Yeah.
Airplane crash?
Has there been a report of an airplane crash? He's asking. She's like, no.
You just landed, bro.
Bro, this guy has no idea where his plane is. This guy has no idea where that airplane is. I don't know where it is. I don't know where the plane is. I don't know. Has anybody reported it? She's like, I don't see anything. Fuck! Where's the airplane?
I mean, it's not. It is not going to look good on his resume,
bro. You've lost an SD card and panicked.
Right?
Can you imagine if you lost a plane? I don't know where it is.
You can't get a job for any other. I mean, that's his career, right? He's a pilot. What other job would you get? Who would hire a pilot who lost $100 million?
Here's what he was thinking, right? He hits the ejector button and he goes up. And he's like, it's no problem. I'm just going to look down and see where the plane goes. He goes up. He looks down. He just watches the plane keep flying for another 3 minutes. And he goes, oh, fuck. It flew away.
I mean, he would still have to say, if he saw where it crashed.
He didn't see where it crashed.
I'm saying if he did, he would. It's not like it makes the situation any better for him.
At least he
It's
would.
a little
He would know.
less embarrassing,
He would know.
right? But
It's
then
the worst case.
of what happened,
Right. But at least you could say it crashed right here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, before we talk to you about what you did wrong, where did the plane crash? I don't know.
Don't they have like a what's that the radar stuff?
Yeah, it was turned off. They don't know. It was turned off.
What?
He fucked this plane up, dude. And aliens took
Maybe
it.
he sold it.
To aliens?
No, maybe he sold it.
You know what he did? He sold the plane to aliens, and you know what he gave him in return? That ass.
He gave up that ass?
He got probed. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, all right.
All right.
Sure.
It's a theory. It's a working theory,
Okay.
and that's it.
Any come up yet? Okay, what part of the body was injured?
Ma'am, I'm a pilot in a military aircraft, and I ejected, so I just rode a parachute down to the ground. Can you please send an ambulance?
Yes.
That's it. See, good.
She's
I'm
like, what's
getting
the...
so annoyed listening to this lady.
Lady, I just parachuted down to the ground. I landed in a stranger's backyard, and I totally lost my plane. Stop talking to me and just send the ambulance. That's it. That's it.
It almost seems like it's just out of sheer curiosity that she's asking these questions. None of them is, does your back hurt? I mean, okay, if his back did hurt, the paramedics would figure that out when they got there.
Are you sending different doctors? Are you sending doctors with the ambulance? Come on.
Chiropractor?
Yeah, wait. I'm alive. I parachuted out of an ejected plane. I don't know where the plane is. Just send the ambulance. Should I have called a car service? I mean, I just need to get out of here. I'm in a stranger's house. He's okay, man. It's okay.
Yes, sir. I've already told you they're on their way. I'm just required to ask these questions.
Oh, and now she's copping an attitude. I already told you they're on their way. All right, I'm sorry. I lost my plane and I got spicy about it. I'm sorry.
These things happen.
I'm sorry. So that's the 911 call we got, courtesy of NBC News Now. Yeah, and then here's why I thought it went down fast, because we did get some eyewitness testimony. At first, nobody could figure out where it was, but there was a young man named Randolph White who was taking a shower and realized that he had heard the plane.
I was in the bathroom
my
taking
God.
a shave.
What's wrong?
This is going to be an amazing documentary because I'm already picturing him there.
In the bathroom taking a shave.
Taking a shave.
And I heard a screeching, between a screech and a whistle. I said, what in the world is this? And I heard a boom.
This is fake, right? This is fake?
No. No, it's not fake. That's Randolph's White account of what happened. It's shedding a little bit of light. The mystery of the missing F-35 is still giving us a lot of questions, and this is Randolph White clearing up what he can clear up by giving the testimony that he witnessed.
We're checking the boxes on that Netflix doc. We got personality.
Absolutely. And Hot Dog, does that sound like that plane came down slow?
No,
I'll play it for you again.
because they went like,
No, that's not what it did. That's not the sound it made. Did you not listen?
Okay.
Here, listen to how the sound made.
Sunday afternoon.
I was
See, by the way, that's the news anchor. This is a real clip.
in the bathroom taking a shave.
He was taking a shave. And by the way, taking a in the bathroom was like, he was doing what? Oh, taking a shave.
And I heard a screeching, between a screech and a whistle.
Okay.
I said, what in the world is this?
That's a good
And I
question.
heard a boom.
What in the world is this? And then he heard a boom. He heard two sounds. He heard, "Ah!" and then boom. I'll tell you what, that sounds like a plane crash to me.
It does.
Okay?
I mean, so he found it, right?
Then my whole house shook.
White says he didn't realize it was a plane at the time, so he didn't call anybody.
He didn't realize it was a plane. He didn't call anybody.
The sound followed by a boom. I can't do the sound, unfortunately, but followed by a boom.
Just try it.
It's like a screech, right? Was it
No, it's a screech and a whistle.
I can't whistle.
Like a scream.
Ah!
Your dumb sound won't come through on Zoom. I thought we had something really fun cooking. I thought we were really going to get some fun out of it. No.
God damn it.
No, I mean, I'll tell you right now, if this were 2007, 2008, this guy would be a star. This guy would be making a lot of money right now. He'd be on Dr. Phil. He'd be everywhere. I mean,
Web 1.0.
Oh, are you kidding me? He'd be Antoine Dodson.
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom taking a shave, and I heard a screeching, between a screech and a whistle.
This is the sound.
I said, what in the world is this? And I said,
what in the world is this? That's what I probably would have been asking too. Very confusing.
No, I mean, it looks like he asked for like 2 seconds and then didn't bother.
Well, he didn't know it was a plane, so he didn't call anybody. And we're left with more mystery, except now we know that it did have quite an impact, because otherwise it wouldn't have made that sound.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they just all do that sound on the air anyway.
What about the boom?
No, it doesn't make a boom sound on the air now.
Nope. On the land?
When it hits land, yes.
Yes. Yes. Well, appreciate all you guys. You know, there's one rule here at Sam Roberts Now, and that's every super chat will be acknowledged. Acknowledge me if you want to be acknowledged, if you want to be part of the show, if you think there's a topic that we need to hit, if you think there's a detail to a topic that we already hit that we didn't really analyze, if you just want our opinion on something, super chat in. Every super chat will be acknowledged. A lot of people are asking, use USB-C for my phone. So
a lot of people.
A lot of people wanted to know, and I was able to clear that up and feel pretty good about it. By the way, if you're admiring this shirt and you're watching this show before it's out of here, for the rest of the weekend until Sunday, September 24th, these will be available at notsamshirts.com. Comfort colors, garments, premium quality, screen printed, t-shirts, long sleeves, hoodies, crew necks, and sweatpants. The sweatpants are the low-key heroes of the whole thing. Hot Dog, I should have sent you a pair of sweatpants in advance just because you would have been lazy boy of the cinch. You would have loved them. Yeah, maybe I'll give you one. It's not too late.
Not too late.
Not too late. I'll give you a pair. If you want anything from the Not Sam merch drop, make sure you go over to notsamshirts.com right now. Check out what we've got. It'll be great. Let's go to the super chats. Every super chat gets acknowledged here on Sam Roberts Now, and don't forget to hit the like button. Six Crow, F-35 is greater than Aaron Rodgers as far as broken Jets go. That's very unkind to our Jets fans. Although I will say the Giants did better against the 49ers than I expected. I didn't ever think that the Giants were going to beat San Francisco last night, but they put up a better fight against San Francisco than I expected. So, and
I hate football, Sam.
Why?
Just
everybody loves football, Sam. Football, Sam is a hit across the board.
No, it is not.
Check my mentions, bro. People love football, Sam. Travis loves football, Sam. The people love football, Sam. You know who loves football, Sam? Men.
I'm a man.
Nope. Men, not eunuchs. Not eunuchs.
Oh.
Men love football, Sam. They like what I'm developing into. They like that I have USB-C. They like that I watch football.
Do it for the men.
Saturday is for the men. Greg Schmidt. Haven't caught a stream in a while, and I realize I'm late to the party, but I applaud you being an ally with your socks. Okay, we're not really talking about that stuff anymore. Surprising, given your numerous donations to the... Oh, okay, what? John McGrath, what's the better Indiana Jones movie, Temple of Doom or The Last Crusade? I'm not a hardcore Indiana Jones guy. I mean, I've seen them, but probably Temple of Doom. But realistically, I would probably have to go in, watch all of them again, and then over again one more time to give you a real answer. I'm just not. I don't love Indiana Jones like I like my scaries. I got it on digital. It's out on digital now. Let Me In. Whew, so good. You see Let Me In yet, Hot Dog?
No.
It's excellent. Excellent. New classic, a modern day classic as spooky season is about to begin. I can't wait. Gamer 3x3, F, Marry, Kill for Bran Muffins. That's me. Bennington, Bonfire, or the Eddie Trunk Show. Okay. Unfortunately, I'd have to kill the Eddie Trunk Show just because I don't have, I'm friendly with Eddie Trunk, but I don't really know him like that. I'm going to F the Bonfire Boys because they're just down for a good time, but Big J is a scary guy. He scares me. He's unpredictable. He's a wild card. And Bob Kelly is like, he's a love bomber, Bob. And you don't want to marry a love bomber. You want to spend the night with a love bomber. You know what I mean? And so I would and then marry Bennington because after seeing the dynamic of the family, the first and only father-daughter radio duo in the history of the medium, it makes me go like, I wish I was in that family. And if I married Ron, I would be. So plus,
a sweet family.
And he's turned himself into quite a snack over the years, has Ron Bennington. Bo knows zombies. Sammy pumped for the new shirt to get here. Ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see you in it, Bo. I can't wait to see that body in that new Not Sam shirt. Y'all were talking about the first pitch follies on Jim and Sam this week. Search first pitch groin shot. You're welcome. All right, we'll look that up. Do you see my man Stephen A's first pitch?
No.
He was getting a little slack because he didn't make it to home plate. He had to bounce it to home plate.
Ah,
yeah.
That's what the women do.
He had to bounce it, and like, it does kind of make me be like, next time Stephen A has a hot take on sports, I'm like, don't you bounce balls to home plate? Like,
I just looked it up on. They're comparing him versus someone's mom on Twitter.
Stephen A.
Yeah, yeah.
How'd the mom do compared to Stephen A?
She made it to the catcher.
So better.
Yeah.
Better. That's unfortunate. Six Crow, my daughter Rain got to fly a plane last week. 0 training. Her 21-year-old cousin took her up to practice stalling the plane and restarting. 0 crashes. Okay, well, shout out to Rain for sure, because that's a great accomplishment. It probably was not an F-35. But still, shout out anyway. Poodlerific, using Super Chat to send love to all aliens are real. I think they are. I mean, I think they took the plane and then they crashed it in front of that guy's house.
Who else?
Well, I haven't heard a plausible explanation otherwise. Ooh, we got one from B-Herb. F, Marry, Kill for Hot Dog. The pilot, the 911 lady, right? So the 911 operator, the pilot in the backyard, and the alien.
Ooh, do we think these stories are related? Do we think the 911 lady? I'm thinking the airplane. She's that motherfucker's not real lady. For
no, no. We did bring her up. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. I am. The 911 lady is very annoying, but I'm going to actually. Okay, no. I will kill the 911 lady just because she's very, very annoying and just asking a million questions. I will marry the pilot.
Ooh, that's
and I'll get probed by the alien.
Oh. I would have effed the pilot to teach him a lesson and then marry the alien and praise our alien overlords.
I'll praise him while I get probed.
That's weird. They're like, I don't want to probe him anymore. Let's send him back. This guy's a creep. Sir, what are we doing? The subject likes the probing. Send him back. Poodlerific says, I don't like football, Sam. He's impersonating a human. See, I am a human being. Look at this. USB-C. That's how you know I'm a person. What do you got on your phone?
Lightning.
Pathetic. Pathetic. Suspect Phil. Back to Super Chat in the new time slot. Thanks, Sam. Thank you. Thank you. And thank all of you for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out everything that we're posting on a regular basis, as well as over on the Notsam Wrestling channel that is getting updated all the time. 2 big Notsam Wrestling podcasts this week. And even if you're not the biggest day-to-day fan, check out the podcast that I did about the TKO merger and going over the history of WWE and why it's so significant that a McMahon is no longer in power with full ownership. I had a good time doing it, and I'm getting good feedback on it. So thank you all for that. We'll see you again soon. You got 5 styluses. You might as well use them. I'm going to cheers with you later.